This video is made possible by the Roll for Combat Actual Play podcast and their Three Ring Adventure, and by the Deck of Mini and their Big Bad Booklet series. Hello and welcome back to the Gallant Goblin. Minis are getting bigger and bigger these days, and this may be one of the biggest ones of all. This is Arveiaturace, the ancient white dragon. Many thanks to WizKids for sending her to us to review. She has a long history in D&D, and we'll tell you all about her, and we'll show you how she stacks up against our other big dragon minis. Arveiaturace has a special place in my own heart, as she's important to the story of one of my player characters in my long-going home campaign of Storm King's Thunder. She's scheduled to release in January 2021 and is available for pre-order now. So get ready to clear off a whole shelf of your bookcase because we're about to open her up and take a closer look. Arveiaturace has a long and interesting history. If you really want to dig into her lore, get your hands on a copy of Dragon Magazine number 231 from 1996. You can find a PDF or a reproduced version online. Ed Greenwood has a multi-page article about Arveiaturace, and actually the prior issue, number 230, has a long article about her mate, Arveiaturace. What most people of the North know about Arveiaturace is that she is a menace to sailors. She's known for flying low over the cold waters of the North and plucking crew members off the ships the way you would pluck a potato chip out of a bag. Some dismiss these tales as myths, at least until they get plucked up themselves. Those who survived an encounter with her sometimes report that she had a rider on her back, which is certainly not typical behavior for an evil white dragon, as they tend to be the least intelligent and most animalistic of the chromatic dragons. Not particularly well known, in other words, for letting lowly humanoids saddle up on them. Though, if anyone actually got a good solid look at the rider and lived to tell the tale, which isn't very likely, they probably noticed that while the human man was dressed up in the style of a wizard, he was looking a little under the weather. Okay, a lot under the weather. Okay, dead. See, the rider's name was Meltheron Thone. On this particular figure, he and his saddle are all one piece and can be easily removed if you want to use this mini as another ancient white dragon. The harness attaches in 3 places under the dragon's throat. It's quite easy to take on and off again. Meltheron was a powerful wizard who captured, broke, and enslaved Arveiaturace centuries ago. In a case of Stockholm Syndrome, Arveiaturace's hatred and disgust for Meltheron eventually turned to love. And when the longevity magics that kept him alive long beyond his natural humanoid lifespan eventually gave out and Meltheron died, Arveiaturace was plunged into despair. Meltheron's mini here is sized to be at the proper scale, so he shouldn't look too out of place on your battle map. Arveiaturace was unable to accept Meltheron's death and continues to this day to travel with him on her back and speaks to him as if he's still alive. Arveiaturace came mostly assembled. You do have to attach the tail, which is an easy matter of just pushing it in. My model came with 1 detached claw, but I don't think it's supposed to arrive that way. It wasn't broken, it was just unattached. A little bit of super glue and it's good to go. So let's compare the 3 massive dragons we've gotten from WizKids in the past few months. First, let's compare the ancient and the adult white dragon minis. As you can see, while the adult white dragon is enormous by mini standards, it's absolutely dwarfed by the ancient white. We'll talk measurements here in a minute, but the adult white is less than 1/3 the weight of the ancient. Arveiaturace here is 3 pounds 7 ounces, while the adult white is a measly, pathetic 1 pound. And here you can see the whole white dragon family from wormling to young to adult to ancient. And you can see, I think, the family resemblance. The closest thing we have to the ancient white dragon is the chardalyn dragon, which also released as part of Icewind Dale Rime of the Frost Maiden. While they have the same 8-inch base here with the 4-inch threatened area circle, the ancient white dragon here is just noticeably larger and heavier. Again, Arveiaturace weighs in at 3 pounds and 7 ounces. The chardalyn dragon is 2 pounds 1 ounce. The chardalyn dragon is 13 inches at its widest point, and it's about 12 inches long. And the ancient white dragon is 17 inches wide and about 16 inches long. They are about the same height though. But here's the thing, the chardalyn dragon is about 20 bucks cheaper, coming in at $79.99 MSRP, while the ancient white is $99.99. The smaller adult white dragon is $69.99 MSRP. And again, these prices are manufacturer suggested retail prices, and many stores will have them a bit cheaper. Arveiaturace is one of the most prevalent dragons in 5e at this moment. She appears in Storm King's Thunder, Rise of Tiamat, and Icewind Dale Rime of the Frost Maiden. She also uses a very slightly altered stat block from the basic rules, and like all ancient white dragons, has a CR of 20. Without the rider, you can also use this figure to represent Arathader in Rise of Tiamat. And there are certainly other ancient white dragons from D&D lore who haven't shown up just yet in 5e, though that isn't stopping you from adding them in yourself and using this mini for them. You've got Galantra, I cannot pronounce these names. Galantra, I think it is. And you've also got Galothader, and Icing Death, and Winterfang, and Freezefire. And I'm using a lot of their common names instead because our draconic names are just unpronounceable. The texturing, though, and the detail on this figure is just absolutely gorgeous. And if you hide this figure away from your gaming group and only drop it on the table when they're about to finally fight her, you're going to have a session that they're always going to remember. If you have any questions at all about Arveiaturace, just post them down in the comment section below. And while you're there, let me know what you think about her. And we've got more dragons on the horizon. Next up, we have the adult black dragon and then an adult red dragon. As far as I know, the adult black dragon is still expected to be released in December, but we don't have our hands on it just yet. Though, we do have some packages arriving from WizKids this week, so stay tuned for an unboxing video at any time. Probably Wednesday night. I don't know, we'll see. If you want to be one of the first ones to see what's coming in the next few months, though, from WizKids, click that little bell icon below this video to get notifications when we drop new videos, including that unboxing. For now, though, let me thank our sponsors for this video. First, the Roll for Combat Actual Play podcast and their Three Ring Adventure series. This is an officially licensed Paizo playthrough of the 2nd edition Adventure Path Extinction Curse. It's an adventure that starts off with quite the bang, and then a scramble like you've probably never seen before. And while we're talking about Pathfinder, if you'd like to try a game of Pathfinder or Starfinder by yourself and in a very non-threatening way, check out Roll for Combat's very popular Discord server, where they are always playing several play-by-Discord games that you can just jump right into. It's a really easy way just to dip your toes into those systems if you don't have a gaming group handy. Check out the Three Ring Adventure series and the Play by Discord games, all at rollforcombat.com, and let them know we sent you if you don't mind. And we also want to thank our friends at the Deck of Mini. We're always looking forward to receiving our Patreon packages from them each month that contain new reference cards and that month's Big Bad Booklet. Each booklet gives you a new boss monster that you can use in your ongoing 5e D&D campaigns. Each one is fully illustrated and gives you a fantastic little story to tell. This month, come meet the Hydrail, a massive multi-headed snail driven only by its need to consume magic of all kinds. Will you stop this monstrous mollusk or get caught in a slimy path of destruction? Learn more and subscribe today at bigbadbooklet.com. And thank you for watching today. I'm really excited to see what's coming this week. V over at WizKids knows to leave it as a surprise for me, so I honestly have no idea what to expect. I don't know, maybe Orcus, or maybe that new black dragon, or some siege weapons maybe, or a preview of Starfinder battles. Anyway, a giant box full of gnolls, maybe? I don't know. I guess we'll find out in a couple of days. So throw your guesses into the comment section and we'll see who guesses it right. And if you enjoyed the video today, click that little thumbs up button down below. That helps us out a lot. Also, subscription numbers help drive how much we're able to make from sponsors, which is going to be really important as I'm trying to give up my full-time job right now to expand the channel in 2021. And if we can't pull in enough funding, that little experiment isn't going to last very long. So if you're not already subscribed, hitting that subscribe button would be a great favor to me. You can also find us on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. We actually popped into Instagram Live earlier this week when this box arrived and gave some folks a little preview of it. So for now, though, I hope you're doing well. Take care, have fun, love each other, and I'll see you next time at the Gallant Goblin.